I don't know how you do want to do it. So hold on.
Do you want to do Tom from Keane or something?
Yeah. Hi, this is Tom from Keane.
Hi, this is Richard from Keane.
Hi, this is Tim from Keane, and you're listening to Toasted.
Okay, but then you got the opportunity to record the new album, Hopes and Fears. Could you explain why it, how that recording process went?
Well, we've been playing the songs live for quite a while, so we kind of and we also had some recording for it sort of already done because we demoed a lot of the songs, and obviously some of them we'd released through Fierce Panda. But we knew how we wanted things to sound. I think we wanted to try and get as much of the energy of what we do live, onto record and to make it sound sort of raw and exciting and to make it sound like we were a real band. And so it was a case of trying to get that and using various techniques to that we worked out with this guy Andy to get that across on the record. And it took 2 or 3 months to record it, and then about a month to mix it, and we were very satisfied with it at the end. I think we all felt really, still feel very, very proud of it. And it's still a record I can cope with listening to, and even though we've heard the stuff so many times. So it was quite a sort of straightforward process. God knows whether it will be like.
Was it easy for you in the studio, because it must be one of the first times for you, then, a real big budget studio?
That's the thing. It was we actually sort of kept quite humble, and we didn't go to record in a castle in Switzerland or something to be waited on hand and foot. We just went to a little one-room studio quite near to where we're all from, and so we all stayed at home every night and just drove down in the morning. And it was great though, because we didn't want to be sort of in a bunker in London, underground and no fresh air, and we wanted it to feel like I don't know, we wanted to feel at home, and we always feel the most creative when we're at home, which is in the countryside. So we had sunshine streaming in and fresh air, and great food cooked by it was run by this one this lady who just comes in and makes you this wonderful food, and it was a really, really enjoyable time, and it wasn't, we weren't sort of conscious of it costing £3,000 a day or whatever, because it didn't. It was just, it wasn't like the world's most high-tech studio. In fact, it was very, in a way, the desk I think is very old and has its own sort of adds something to the sound itself. So it was just a really it was like being sort of, there were moments where it felt like you were actually just, I don't know, on holiday, recording songs, rather than some sort of big high pressure thing. And we didn't really at the time, it was before people had really started talking about us anyway, so we didn't feel any sort of pressure. It was just a fun thing to be doing.
And then you were picked up, and the album came out, the first single came out, and there was a hit also at once in England. How did that go? Because you must have been in a shock or something.
Yeah, that was quite weird, because when we finished the album, which was about the end of January, we immediately went out on tour on our first ever tour of the UK. It was just very small clubs and stuff, and about halfway through the single came out, and then it went to number 3 in the charts. And of course we were just sort of wandering around in Scotland, I think we were in, and we were just playing tiny little gigs, and
you got a phone call.
Yeah, exactly. And suddenly we were number 3 in the charts, and it was very, very strange, I have to say, because we didn't expect it at all. All we were hoping was that the single would maybe get in for top 40, so that it was like, just making a start basically in the to Japan in a couple of weeks as well. I mean, it is amazing. It's like,
because I talked to a lot of bands who've been there, and then when they come on the airport, it's like one crazy crowd, like you're real handled like kings or something.
Well, everyone that we talk to, everyone in the sort of crew who's been to Japan, and people in other bands say that Japan is just like another planet. So, but so in a way we know that we should be expecting something, but because we haven't been there, we don't know what it is that we should be expecting, apart from just sort of crazy dedicated fans. And if that means that but that's a good thing.
Do we have a hit over there?
I think Somewhere in Iwino is being played on the radio over there. I think the album's just come out. I mean, I think, you know, in the UK, obviously the album coming out is a big thing because we toured there a lot and you want to do well. But everywhere else in the world, it's really cool. They just kind of release the record and see if anyone buys it without a big fanfare and, you know, big advertising campaigns and all that. You just sort of, you know, just stick it in the shops and then, you know, send it off to a radio station and see if they're going to play anything. So I really like that way. It's kind of the old-fashioned way of doing it. And then you go there.
When it's good, it will be played anyway. So.
Well, you know, that's what you hope. And then you go there and you play gigs and, you know, people come. It's a really wonderful way of doing things, really.
Hey, somewhere only we know that lyric. What's it about? Because it's so dramatic. It sounds dramatic. I don't know if it's dramatic. You wrote it.
Yeah, okay. It's about. It's a difficult song to explain, but I guess it's about friendship and it's about memories, definitely, and just about trying to remember who you are and where you came from, and also using those thoughts as a way of comforting yourself if you're unhappy.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, and the new single is got everybody. Sorry,
Changing.
Everybody's changing. Yeah, I can cut this. So everybody's changing. What's it about? Because it's the second single here in Holland.
Well, that was definitely a song that came out of all the time we spent feeling like failures, basically. I mean, we were stuck in our little town that we all grew up in, and time was going by, and we felt like we weren't going anywhere. But all the people that we knew, all our friends had gone off, and they were doing all these exciting things, and we didn't.
Were jealous.
Well, we were confused and unsure about what our place in the world was. You kind of get a little bit older, and you start to wonder where you're going with your life. And I think that song basically is about that feeling.
Yeah. Hey, what's let me have a look. Yeah, we have to finish almost. Hey, what are the next plans for you guys? Are just touring and that kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, as many sort of gigs and festivals as we're allowed to play, basically, and a lot of travelling, seeing a lot of places, for the first time, and going back to a lot of places we've been. So. I think in October, we're going to be doing a bit of another tour of Europe. So hopefully we'll be back here and be able to spend a few weeks, in Northern Europe, hopefully. So that'll be us really, and then maybe sometime next year we might get around to going back to our little studio and having another go.
Yeah, because some of these songs are really old already, isn't it? Because you've written it a long time ago.
I wouldn't say they were really old, but some of them, the older ones, are a couple of years old. Yeah. Some of them are very new, but some of them are a couple of years old. But it's good, it's like a document of the last 2 or 3 years of our lives, which have been quite kind of, up and down. It'll be. We've got some new songs that we're all kind of excited about, but we haven't really had a chance to work on them very much.
Okay.
So
how many do you have already?
I don't know, maybe sort of 15, 20 or something, but we just want to
really finished songs already, or ideas.
It's both really, it's a mixture, but we try to we don't really think of it as being we've already written the next album, because you want to try and write as many songs as you can, and then we can all sit down and try and play them, and we'll make sure that we have 11 or 12 really, really great songs, hopefully. Rather than just the first 12 things that come out. When it comes to it, we'll try and make an album that is really, really special.
Cool. What can we expect from tonight? It's going to be a wild show.
Yeah, it will be. I think that people probably sometimes, when they sort of imagine us, or because we use pianos and not guitars, and I think they imagine us as maybe not as rock as we are, and we can be when we're on stage. So we give a very kind of energetic and exciting show, and that's what you can expect when you come and see us. I mean, I think also you can. really expect to take something away from it emotionally, and you know, because there's lots of space for the voice to move around in, and you can really hear the words, and I think it's kind of you know, it's an emotional experience as well as a kind of just a physical sort of rocking, exciting experience. So yeah, and you'll be able to hear all the songs that are on the record as well.